That's probably the only thing you won't see in an all-star game is the up and in pitch. I mean, where somebody is really going to move somebody off the plate with something tight under the chin. Very seldom does it happen. I think more often than not, it's a mistake in a game like this. But if you're talking about regular season play, he and a lot of other pitchers are not embarrassed at all to come high and tight on you, move you back anytime.
Facing Robbie Alomar, who's 0 for 2, as Lofton edges away. On the 1-0 pitch, he takes off, and a check swing foul. He had a terrific break again, I thought.
He did. He had second base stolen. Alomar trying to get out of there with a check swing foul, and Lofton's back. Here it is again. Watch Lofton's jump. He's about a foot out on the carpet. And I mean, 2 steps into his stride, he's at full speed, pulls up on the foul tip. You see Ozzie Smith telling Lofton to stay up.
Not going. And a called strike on the inside corner. 1-2. Joe, you played in 10 All-Star games. Anybody ever brush your back?
I can't remember anyone doing it. I thought Vida Blue was going to do it once, but he decided not to. But no, I can't remember seeing that too often.
There he goes on 1-2. Good pitch to throw on for Piazza. Close, but he steals it.
Well, he got a good jump on Martinez, and Martinez has a big leg kick. See how high he lifts his front leg? That gives the base stealer plenty of time to run. Lofton actually slows down because he knows he has it, and really not a bad throw there by Piazza, but no chance. You see, he knows right away he's got it because he got a great jump.
And they nearly pick him off.
And that's a patented Ozzie Smith play. Ozzie Smith, you steal second base, he kind of starts to talk to you and walks over towards you, and then he tries to pick you off, and that's exactly what he did. I was watching him talk to Lofton, and then he tries to pick him off. He tries to block him off the bag, as you can see there. But that's what Ozzie Smith does quite often.
2-2 pitch. Chopper. Ozzie in between hop. Quick throw. Safe. Alomar beat it.
That is not the Ozzie Smith of old. Ozzie Smith of old would have charged that ball, even though it was going to be a difficult play. Now see, he waits on it. Ozzie Smith does not have the arm that you can stay back and wait on a ball, and you can see the hustle of Roberto Alomar beats it out. Ozzie Smith normally comes and get that ball on the short hop, but when he waits, he loses Alomar at first base.
No one has ever played shortstop regularly in the major leagues past the age of 40. Ozzie is 41, and he'll be in Cooperstown in 5 or 6 years. Albert Bell with the American League now having a chance to get back into it with one swing. First and third, 1 out, top of the 6th. They trail 4-0.
And one more, that no one has ever played it as long as Ozzie or as well as Ozzie.
Is he the best you ever saw?
The best.
In there, 1-1.
This is an unusual Albert Bell we're seeing tonight, Bob. He is usually an aggressive hitter, an aggressive person. But tonight I see him taking a lot of pitches. He took a couple of 2-0 and 3-1 pitches from Glavine and struck out. I see him take a fastball here from Martinez. He is normally up there to swing the bat.
That's another one go by. 2-1.
Say, if you're taking breaking balls, it's a different story. But when you're heading the count and guys are throwing fastballs to you and they're right down the pipe, I mean, really in a great hitting zone for you, and you're taking, it's not really Albert Bell. You're right, Joe. I mean, he really is aggressive.
Check swing foul. You know, not to belabor it, we'll drop it after this. It is a shame about Albert Bell. He is a great hitter. He has a chance to have not just an all-star career, but an historic career. He is smart, he is driven, he is dedicated. And those who care about him, instead of being apologists or offering tortured defenses, should be urging him to get help for his obvious problems so it isn't a blight on his career. Can't catch up with the high heat and goes down swinging.
That's just what it was for Martinez, a fastball upstairs out of the strike zone. And I mean, you got to be awfully quick up there.
He got the hat trick, Joe. That's his 3rd strikeout.
And this is Martinez at his best. When he gets ahead of you, he will get you to chase the fastball up and out of the strike zone or the changeup out of the strike zone.
So now Vaughn. Bell striking out for the 3rd time and leaving 2 men stranded. And you begin to wonder if for the first time the outside pressures are getting to him. The runner breaks from first. Vaughn taps it toward the middle. Ozzie over on the second base side of the bag to throw him out. So they leave 2 and they can't break through after 5.5. Still 4-0.
Gonzo Hargrove or Bonds? Okay, but you can't have him sit there though. You got to come close. So I'll go get him. I mean, he can sit for an out, but not the whole inning.
Got 3 pitchers for 2 innings.
Hello. Hello. Yeah.
One of them ain't going to get the pitch.
One of them ain't going to get a pitch. It's got to.
Got 3 pitchers for 2 innings. One of them ain't going to get the pitch.
One of them ain't going to get a pitch. It's got to be a starting pitcher in case you need innings.
We're going to have to get Trashel in the game. He's a Cubby, and they haven't been represented, for one thing. All right?
Yeah.
One of them ain't going to get the pitch.
One of them ain't going to get a pitch. It's got to be a starting pitcher in case you need innings.
We're going to have to get Trashel in the game. He's a Cubby, and they haven't been represented, for one thing. All right?
All right.
Now then.
Do we know where everybody's batting yet? Have they told us where everybody? He did? Where is it?
We've got Hart. Yes.
I don't have it.
You tell me. Okay.
Jim Gray's taking it.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out. Here we go. 10 seconds. Whoa, yo. Welcome back to Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. I'm Jim Gray. I'm now joined by the American League manager and Indian skipper Mike Hargrove. Mike, you're down 4-0 now. What magic do you have? How are you going to pull this one out?
We're going to punt. I think that's what we're planning on doing. We just keep going at them. We had our chances last inning. Really the best chance we had Bell and Movon at the plate with 2 men on. Didn't get the job done. What really hurt us early in the ball game, Lofton got a base hit, stole second. We didn't get him over, didn't get him in. And then the next inning we had a leadoff double by Movon and didn't do the same thing, and it cost us, and we're down by 4 now. So we just keep coming at him. We've got some guys that can swing the bat. We need to start doing that.
Caminiti at the plate. Let me ask you. We asked Bobby Cox, was it more important to get everybody in the game or to win? He said to get everybody in the game. Your thoughts on that?
No, I think that's I think everybody comes here to see the All-Stars. I don't want to say the game is secondary because it's not, and we're playing to win just like Bobby's playing to win. But we want to get the guys in the game. They deserve to be in the game. They're all having good years, and they deserve the recognition, and they deserve the pleasure of being able to get in there and swing the bat or make a play.
Do you get nervous during this game, or is this truly a vacation kind of game? As Caminiti just tagged one, and that ball is out of here. And with that, we'll go back to Bob Costas because all of a sudden now we have a 5-0 lead, Bob.
Jimmy, stay right there. Ask Mike Hargrove if that made him nervous.
Yes.
Now Jim is acting as the interpreter.
I was asking you if you were nervous during this whole thing. Caminiti hits a home run. Does this game make you nervous, or is it truly a vacation kind of game?
Well, I think anytime that you get into competition, especially one that's got the national spotlight, you get a little nervous. I think you should get nervous. If you don't, then you're brain dead and you need to do something else. So, yeah, you get a little nervous, but once you get into the game, you get into the flow of things, you settle down and do your job, and it becomes a lot of fun.
You can't get as aggravated with a reporter asking you questions when a guy hits a home run, can you?
No, not now.
Thanks, Mike. Back to you, Bob Costas.
So Ken Caminiti the switch hitting veteran, a late addition to the All-Star roster. In his first at bat in this game, wallops one out of here. The guy at the plate now, Piazza, connected earlier, and it's 5-0. Roger Pavlik, the victim on that one. Isn't that interesting? No player. Think of all the great ones through the years. 60+ years of the All-Star game. None of them ever had 3 extra base hits in a game. Piazza has a homer and a double. This is his third at bat.
In a way, it's hard to understand, Bob, but on the other side, you've got guys who only play maybe 3-4 innings, maybe don't get enough ABs to really take a whack at it, with the exception of maybe a catcher. You see, the catchers, I think, probably more often than not, are the guys that hang around longer than another player, another position player.
Caminiti with Smith and Smoltz. Smoltz stands to be the winner. National League up 5-0. The Padres started the year on fire. Then they hit an awful slump, and now they're inching back. Still 1-2 to Piazza. And let's look back at the ball Caminiti tag.
Well, Ken Caminiti is very strong, and you can see here he gets the barrel out. I mean, he knows right away that ball is gone. It's an upper deck shot.
And Piazza goes down swinging. First time he's been retired tonight. If you're Caminiti, you couldn't ask for the ball in a better spot.
Exactly. Fastball, middle of the plate in, and he turned on it. And then Pavlik comes back with a changeup to retire Piazza.
Hey, wait a minute, Uke. They just brought the Philly pretzels into the booth. If the cheesesteak comes next, it's a great night no matter how the game turns out.
They got the hoagies here. They got it all here. This is heaven up here.
You got to have the hot mustard, though, to put on the pretzels.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Or spoil mustard's the same.
Bichette's 0 for 2. You played here, didn't you? You had half of your lifetime 14 home runs in 1966 for the Phillies.
Yeah. Everyone a game winner. And again, I had a tough time getting in here, as a matter of fact. I'm telling you, man, some people just don't forget.
You know, I thought it was really a nice touch on the part of the Phillies to let you, for old time's sake, go down and litter the bullpen with pass balls before the game.
That felt good. It really did. Putting on the Philly Fanatic uniform again. I love that guy.
1-2 to Bichette. New right side of the infield for the American League, which we'll get to in a minute. Like right now, Knobloch, the major league's leading hitter, Chuck Knobloch of the Twins, who's hitting .370, replaces Robbie Alomar at second base. And Mark McGwire, with 28 home runs after missing the first month of the season, is at first base, and Mo Vaughn is out. The 1-2 pitch.
The only thing I was going to say, Bob, I never played in this ballpark. I was at Old Connie Mack Stadium. I know Joe played games at Old Connie Mack over on 22nd and Lehigh here in Philadelphia. Great old ballpark, Shibe Park, Connie Mack Stadium, and then later on they moved out here to Veterans Stadium. Matter of fact, they're talking about building a new ballpark here in Philadelphia too, just for baseball.
Bichette goes the opposite way. Chasing it is Buhner. He can't get there. One bounce against the wall, and Bichette heading for second and in with a double. So after Bichette doubles, another Rocky, Ellis Burks, steps in.
That's what I was talking about earlier in the telecast, Bob, about big guys that hit home runs and also hit for high averages. There's been those years, Joe, when you see a big guy, I mean, a guy who's going to hit you deep, try to pull a ball like that. That's the difference in today's hitters. I think the emphasis on the big guys also trying to hit the ball the opposite way, going to the gap the other way, going to the line the other way, or going deep for that matter.
Well, you're right. That was a perfect pitch, low and away, and Bichette, instead of trying to pull it, just rifled it down the right field line.
Say, wouldn't it aggravate you as a pitcher or a pitching coach? I mean, you keep making those kind of pitches, and that's what goes back to what we were talking about earlier, Joe, about coming inside too on guys that keep leaning out against you and hitting the ball that they shouldn't hit. Sooner or later, you got to come inside. I mean, some part of the plate's got to belong to you as a pitcher.
We're in the bottom of the 6th. 1 out, 1 on, 1 home on a long homer by Caminiti. And the count 1-1 to Ellis Burks, who's batting .342. He has 22 home runs at the break. His career high for a season, 21.
And he has also fared just as well away from Coors Field as he has at home.
One of the few Rockies who could make that statement.
Yes.
Pavlik's 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss, but Rodriguez can't find it, and Burks heads for first as Bichette takes third on the strikeout. So a strikeout and wild pitch.
It's a slider in the dirt. Burks swings at it. Rodriguez gets in front of it, but it hits off the end of his glove and bounces away, and by the time he retrieves it, no chance to get Burks. You see that ball bounces up on him. He was in front of it, but it just hit his glove and bounced away. No play any place. Runners at first and third now.
And now Mark Wiley, who is the pitching coach for Mike Hargrove with the Indians, goes to the mound to talk with Pavlik. There's Troy Percival, one of a very few guys who doesn't just throw in the 90s, but on a good night and maybe with a generous radar gun will hit triple digits.
Well, he's got a very good fastball, live fastball as well. It's interesting when you watch Pavlik pitch, Bob, because he actually throws across his body. He does everything that they tell you not to do as a pitcher, but he becomes very deceptive to right-handed hitters because he steps and then throws across his body. It's hard for you to pick the ball up.
And especially on the breaking ball, Joe, you always have a tendency to give a little bit.
Biggio for his third at-bat, grounded out, struck out. First and third, 1 down. Infield looks for the double play, and it's hit toward the hole. Ripken to his right, gets the force on to first. No, Biggio beats it, and another run comes across.
Well, it was a good attempt at a double play by Ripken and Knobloch. Ripken got the ball to him as quick as possible. Knobloch turned it quickly, but Biggio gets down the line well. Plus, this ball is not hit in the double play lane, as we call it, near the bag. You see, Knobloch does the turn at second base about as well as you can make it. Here again, watch, see, the ball is toward the hole. Ripken gets rid of it. Quick turn at second by Knobloch, but just not in time.
And now Eric Young comes into the game to pinch run for Biggio at first, and he'll remain as the second baseman. Here's Bagwell, who struck out his first time. 2 more runs home in the 6th to make it 6-0. 6 runs, 10 hits, and an error for the National League. 0-4-0 for the American League. Boy, there's the long and short of it. McGuire looking like a tight end, and Eric Young only about 5'8", 5'9".
And he has really developed into a fine player, Bob. Eric Young, that is.
Bagwell rolls one to third. Here's Boggs, goes the short way to Knobloch covering. And finally, they're out of the 6th, but 2 more to make it 6-0. And we're back after these words from your local station. That was funny about the fanatic. Yeah. Yeah. I'm eating a pretzel. What's he doing? Okay.
One of them ain't going to get the pitch.
One of them ain't going to get a pitch. It's got to be a starting pitcher in case you need innings.
We're going to have to get Trashel in the game. He's a Cubby, and they haven't been represented, for one thing. All right?
All right.
Now then.
And that's Traxel, right? Traxel or Traxel? Traxel. Hold on. Yeah, here we go.
Oh. Gonzo? Hey, Gonzo?
Take this back, Jeff. Thank you. Now let me get this here. Finley's been in.
Gonzo, we got Piazza here before he goes back.
New catcher.
Oh, yeah.
Catcher. Mm-hmm.
Who?
Kevin Young.
Eric Young?
I mean,
Eric Young. You don't need to. If you want to real quick, it's okay.
Yeah, cup. Or glass.
So we got Steve Traxel in the game.
Yep.
All right. We got Sandy Alomar batting for Rodriguez. And who's the new catcher? Who's the new catcher? Okay. New pitcher for the National League, but Bobby Cox has a bit of a problem. Here he is talking about it in the dugout.
One of them ain't going to get the pitch.
One of them ain't going to get a pitch. It's got to be a starting pitcher in case you need innings.
We're going to have to get Trashel in the game. He's a Cubby, and they haven't been represented, for one thing. All right?
So Steve Traxel, in fact, comes in 7-5, ERA 2.14 for the Cubs. And Sandy Alomar Jr. pinch hits for Ivan Rodriguez and will stay in as the catcher. And on the first pitch, he flies out to Lance Johnson. And as you all know, the Budweiser blimp has joined us tonight. Bud 1, illuminated from the inside, providing a view of the vet from overhead in downtown Philadelphia. So what you heard Bobby Cox talking about is this. Apparently he's got to hold Al Leiter back just in case, even though they lead 6-0, this game is prolonged. He can't have a guy who's used to being a closer and working just one inning as his last pitcher. And it's obvious that Greg Maddux is not going to pitch at all tonight. He injured his toe when he fouled a bunt down off it a few days ago. So he's got Wohlers and Worrell left. And he's got Traxel in the game facing Ripken.
And the makeup of the two teams was completely different, Bob. The American League had 4 starters and 5 closers on their staff. National League had 7 starters with 3 closers.
The pitch to Cal, who's 0 for 2. In case you're just joining us, a weird situation before the game in which Cal sustained a broken nose. Hit sharply to short. One future Hall of Fame shortstop throws out the other as Smith takes care of Ripken. Roberto Hernandez of the White Sox inadvertently, as he slipped coming down off the platform where they took the team picture, flailed out with his left arm. Watch this. There's Hernandez in between Joe Carter and Ripken, and he's going to catch Cal flush on the nose. And that wasn't a love tap either. Blood was spurting. And in fact, his nose was broken, but as painful as it sounds, they were able to pop it back into place, and you don't play more than 2,200 consecutive games without playing through some bumps and bruises.
I thought it was neat that he let Hernandez pop it back in place. He said, "Can I help you?" "Yeah, you put it out, put it back."
Alex Rodriguez. Talk about a superstar on the horizon. He may have already arrived. He won't be 21 until later this month. He's batting .336 with 17 home runs at the break. And you can tell that his body hasn't filled out yet. He's going to get bigger and stronger.
I tell you, it's filled out over what he brought to the big leagues last year, Bob. Tall, lanky kid a year ago when the Mariners brought him up. And when I saw him this spring in Arizona, I said to myself, this guy's going to hit with some power, and he's a fine shortstop. Really is.
Right field, over near the line, and a nice play there. A very nice play by Gary Sheffield, the new right fielder, gauging how much room he had, and he made use of every last inch, and then in a nice gesture tosses the ball to a fan as an all-star souvenir. Stretch time in Philly, 6-0.
Gonzo, you're coming.
Take this. Take this. Slade.
I do. Okay. Welcome back to Philadelphia, right? I got you.
Did Alomar tear his Achilles tendon? When he injured himself, he tore it, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Anytime. We'll all do it. Piazza. Well, it's too late, but, you know, we'll give it to us later. Do we just... Alex Rodriguez is in the game at shortstop. Bell.
Welcome back to Veterans Stadium. The National League leads 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Right now I'm joined by Mike Piazza, who would be the MVP if the game was to end right now. And Mike, this has got to be just a dream come true for you. A home run, a double. You grew up down there. We talked to your dad in section 122.
Yeah, it's I'm really walking on air right now to come back here and just participate is one thing, and to hit a home run is another. So can't really describe it. I'm very, very happy and just very honored.
Mike Schmidt, your childhood hero, he threw the first pitch to you. Describe the emotion of that.
You know, just like a dream. I mean, really, I can't describe. And then he wrote on the ball, he just wished me the best and thought I was, you know, he said, "You're the best," because I think you're the best on the ball. He wrote that there. And just to grow up and watch Mike Schmidt, a Hall of Fame third baseman, and emulate, you know, try to emulate him and become the major league player is just, I'm really emotional right now. I'm really kind of choked up. I don't know what to say.
Drafted 1390. You ever dream you'd be in this position?
Well, I dreamed it. I just wanted to, you know, be blessed and work hard, and God has blessed me, and I'm very, very thankful and just very, very honored.
Mike, thanks for taking the time. Congratulations on a great game.
Thank you.
Bob?
All right, Jim, changes everywhere. Lance Johnson slashes the first pitch from Troy Percival into center field for his third hit of the game, a double and a pair of singles. It's played back in by the new center fielder, Joe Carter, who normally does not play center, but in an all-star game you have to make do when you get into the late innings. So Carter is in between Bell and Buhner. Alex Rodriguez has replaced Ripken at short. Boggs remains. Knobloch and McGuire have been in for an inning. Brand new battery, Alomar and Percival, and a standing ovation for Ozzie Smith.
I hope he can hit.
Percival to Ozzie. From the depth of the appreciation and the chant of Ozzie, you'd think we were at Busch Stadium, not Veterans Stadium.
This is the beauty of baseball, though. The fans appreciate what Ozzie Smith has done throughout his career.
Big cut and a miss.
Joe, you've been around him a long time too, and I mean you appreciate what he's done on the field as a shortstop, but for those of us who know Ozzie and know what he is and what he does off the field, I think it goes above and beyond what he has been as a shortstop.
And I tell you what, this has to be the toughest at bat he's ever had in his major league career.
As you may know, Royce Clayton, the former Giant, is now the regular shortstop, and Ozzie plays occasionally, but Tony La Russa has emphasized if he stays healthy, he can be helpful in a pennant race in the second half. And the Cardinals are in that chase. The pace is relatively slow in the Central. The Cardinals and Astros have both played pretty well the last couple of weeks. And so Ozzie could play some important games in the last few months. The 2-2 pitch. I tell you, I noticed some people even standing in the press box, joining the standing ovation for Ozzie. The three of us were on our feet.
Yes.
Yep.
And again, he deserves all that he has been given here tonight.
And a chopper towards second. Knobloch looks at second, but goes to first to retire Ozzie, with Johnson moving up.
And he stops over at the National League box and says hello to Lynn Coleman, the president, and Joe Black, former Major League star.
Well, I hope this assuages some of the hard feelings. For the first time in Ozzie's career, he's so popular, not just as a player, but as a person, great in the community. There were some hard feelings in St. Louis in the last month. Sheffield never cheated, cuts and misses. He got it off his chest about how he wanted his career to end, and he felt that Tony La Russa didn't handle it properly, and La Russa clarified his position, and it was uncomfortable. People did not want to see a negative spin put on the end of Ozzie's career, and I hope that's behind him now. And you cannot criticize La Russa for what he did. There comes a time when the greatest of the great must step aside, and Royce Clayton is the better choice as the everyday shortstop now, although in a key game in a pennant race, Ozzie Smith might still win a ball game for you.
Well, there's no doubt that Ozzie Smith knows how to win. He knows how to play to win. But I agree with you, there comes a time when all great players, their skills erode to the point where sometimes they're going to have to step aside, and I'm glad Ozzie has made a decision that he is going to step aside and let everyone know that.
Sheffield with 25 homers. Percival's 1-1 pitch.
Well, that's what Troy Percival does to you. He has a 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball, and then he'll throw you a changeup or a curveball, and you see Gary Sheffield way out in front of this pitch.
If he gets the second pitch over, whatever it may be, the game is over. He's untouchable then. Talking about as the closer for the Angels.
Well, this guy, he never holds anything back, Bob. I mean, more often than not, you're going to get hard stuff from this guy. I mean, it's going to be fastball, fastball, boom. And as Joe said, every once in a while, he's going to drop that nasty breaking ball on you, and I mean, put you away.
The 2-2 pitch popped up in the middle of the diamond. Knobloch.
I think this guy actually does you a favor when he throws you a breaking ball. Unless it's that really down and away, hard biting slider. Other than that, I mean, I'd go fastball, boom, inside, outside. And here's that last pitch again on Gary Sheffield. There it is. Breaking ball right there, and Sheffield got under it and popped it up.
Caminiti, who homered off Pavlik in his only at bat, thinking about doing it twice. You may know the story with Percival. He needs glasses, doesn't wear them, doesn't like contacts. Comes into the game throwing near 100-mile-per-hour heat, and look at him. He's got to squint to get the signs. You think that doesn't keep a batter loose?
Use some chapstick too.
It's good that you provide cosmetic and
well,
medical
why not? I
advice
mean,
as well.
watch his tongue. It's got to get, your lips got to get chewed up.
He just blew Caminiti away in that at bat. So a leadoff hit for Johnson, but they don't score. 2 innings left, still 6-0.
Gonzo, you want Bonds? If they can get him. Bonds or Maddox?
No. Gonzo, no.
No.
Gonzo, stick with Ozzie. Stick with Ozzie and do the play now. No.
They already did the sound.
Yeah, use the soundbite. You're right.
Which soundbite?
Use the soundbite. Well, I asked him about his most memorable play.
Oh, okay.
Then don't use it. Just show the play, I guess. I know what it is. Just re-rack it. Okay.
Gonzalez.
Gonzo, can you hear Joe Morgan? He's trying to talk to you.
Gonzalez, can you stop it when he catches the ball barehanded? But somebody may miss the beauty of the play if they don't know that.
And then don't miss. Wait. Don't miss Joe Carter's at bat. When we asked Ozzie about his all-time best play, he went way back to early in his career when he was a Padre. Jeff Burroughs of the Braves will hit it. Watch this, a bad hop, and he barehands it.
That is the greatest play I've ever seen anybody make, you know, as an infielder. I mean, I've seen some great plays, but to dive and then to get a bad hop and to barehanded while you're in your dive, get up and throw the runner out, no one has ever done anything like that before. And that's why he's the greatest shortstop, I think, defensively that ever lived.
And as you saw in the foreground, the new pitcher is his former Cardinal teammate, Todd Worrell. And Ozzie will play at least another half inning in the field. Here's Worrell, who was an all-star way back when with the Cardinals. Thought several times his career was over. A number of arm injuries. Missed all or part of 2 seasons. Now he's come back at age 36. Leads the National League with the 23 saves.
And he's one of the reasons that people feel like the Dodgers are the favorite to win the National League West, because when you have a closer like this, if you can get to the 9th inning, 90% of the time you're going to win.
Buhner now on the first pitch, pops it toward Eric Young. There's the out, and now here comes the reaction, because the pinch hitter is going to be Joe Carter, and listen to the booing. And of course, the reason for this, and Joe has smiled through it in the pregame introductions, yesterday in the workout, and now in this, his first at-bat of the game, is that the last time Philly fans paid any attention to Joe Carter, he was hitting the home run that ended the '93 World Series off Mitch Williams. And now he drives one deep enough, but foul.
It was funny yesterday, Bob. In the home run hitting contest, he couldn't hit a home run, and the guy started a chant, "Get Mitch out there, get Mitch out there."
There it was at Skydome. Phillies were on the verge of forcing a 7th game, but Carter ended it. Speaking of Mitch Williams, the Phillies just sent him to Clearwater to see if he can get in shape and work his way back up in a comeback attempt. Been out of the game for about a year and a half. Hit hard. Ozzie can't handle it. It would have been a tough throw from the equivalent of the outfield grass.
No chance for him to throw Joe Carter out on that play. Joe Carter runs well, and the ball was deep in the hole.
There's a ball, Joe, in his younger days, you may have seen him get in front.
Right. There, you're right.
Instead of backhanding it, Ozzie Smith, in his earlier days, gets in front of that ball and throws him out.
So this is not one for the highlight reel, and neither is the fan who has just run on the field and is delaying things by acting like a moron. And eventually he'll be collared. And they rough him up a little bit as they do. They didn't bring him to the turf all that gently. But as I was saying about Ozzie, he has established the standard that the Rey Ordonez's, the young Cuban who is so thrilling to watch with the New York Mets, or Alex Rodriguez with the Mariners, or Derek Jeter with the Yankees, or even Omar Vizquel, as great as he is, as many Gold Gloves as he has, the standard is still this guy.
And that's going to be unfair because it's going to be hard to live up to those standards that Ozzie Smith has set.
Travis Fryman of the Tigers, he's their lone representative. Score that, by the way, obviously, correctly, a base hit for Carter.
Yes.
You know, the one thing that Ozzie Smith has over all of those other guys, Joe, is the quickness and the speed. I mean, not only talking about running, but I mean lateral movement at shortstop, where he got such a great break on the ball and had a strong arm, too. I mean, he made the play from the hole, too, where he could throw you out.
Well, a couple of years ago, he had surgery on his shoulder, and that's why he doesn't have a strong arm anymore.
Off the outside corner from Worrell, 1-2, 1 on, 1 out. Bobby Cox manages to get Mark Grudzielanek, the young Expo player, into the game, not at his usual position shortstop, but at third in place of Caminiti, so Ozzie can play another inning. And Travis Fryman takes a seat as Worrell changed speeds on it. So there's Grudzielanek at third and Ozzie at short. And here's Knobloch for his first at-bat, leading the majors at .370. And a game would not be official unless we told you this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without express written consent. And be sure you have a notary public review it. A ball and a strike. With Knobloch representing the Twins, our thoughts go out to Kirby Puckett. He's missed the whole season with glaucoma. Hit hard, base hit for him. Carter moves up to second. Hope to see Kirby back soon. Hope to see Brett Butler back, and Mike Piazza and others have already sent their best wishes to Tommy Lasorda. We do too.
Had a chance to see Kirby Puckett not too long ago, Bob, as you take a look at this last base hit by Knobloch. And Puckett, again, they're doing everything possible to try and alleviate the problem, the glaucoma problem, and he feels he's going to be back in play, but again, it's still a long way to go.
Mike Hargrove doesn't want his player Albert Bell to have his evening end with 3 straight strikeouts, so he's kept him in. This is his 4th at bat. 2 on and 2 out. Roberto Clemente struck out 4 times in the 1967 game, which went 15 innings at Anaheim.
It was also the game, Bob, where the sun was behind center field and they could not see the ball very well.
5 o'clock start.
Yeah.
Hit hard. Johnson closing ground on it, and he makes a running grab. Well, Bell whacked that one, but he hits in bad luck. They leave 2.
Yeah. What? All right. Who's up now? Todd Hundley? Yeah. Okay. Well, the NBC sports staff pretty much providing the entire guest list for the late night lineup. You're on with Leno. Marv's on with Conan. Are you on with Greg Kinnear on later?
No, I'm hanging out with you tonight.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, we had a good time. Ed Hall, who was the announcer for Jay Leno and the Tonight Show. And, yeah, he was up here all day yesterday. Brought the crew up here. We had a good time.
Here's Todd Hundley of the Mets. And Roberto Hernandez, who was almost the GOAT of the night before he ever got into the game when he inadvertently whacked Cal Ripken in the nose and broke his nose during the pregame picture-taking session. Roberto Hernandez now in. There's Cal out of the game, replaced by Alex Rodriguez at shortstop an inning ago. Hernandez, the new pitcher. Hundley of the Mets at the plate. And a fly ball to center, which Joe Carter will take care of. Back down to Jim Gray. He's with Ozzie.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. Ozzie, well, how about that ovation you just received? What'd that feel like for you?
Well, a lot of butterflies, and you know, it's been great for me. This whole tour, you know, the reception has been wonderful, and I just can't say thank you enough to all the people that have come out and thanked me that way. That's a very special feeling.
The tears are still in your eyes, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a very touching time. It's a very emotional time for me in my life. You know, baseball has been my life for a very long time, and you know, to reach this point, you know it's going to come at some point in time, and for me, it's now.
How difficult was this decision, and are you 100% sure that you will retire?
Oh no, I'm 100% sure that I will retire, and it's one of those things that's kind of been mulling for a few years, and you have to get it squared away in your heart first, and I've been able to do that, and I'm at peace with myself and where I am now in my life and what I've accomplished in baseball. So the time is here and now.
We just saw that barehanded play. You said it was your greatest play ever when you were with the Padres.
That ranks right up there. You know, there's been so many great things that have happened along the way, different plays, and what I've always tried to do is not harp on them for a very long time. But as we go here, I've been able to reminisce and think about all of the great things that have happened in my career, and that definitely was right up there at the top.
Ozzie, congratulations. It's been a great career. Back upstairs to you, Bob.
And as the folks saw, as we take one more look at Ozzie Smith, who obviously was moved, understandably so, by the reaction here tonight. And while Jim was talking to Ozzie, Ellis Burks with the triple to right center off Roberto Hernandez.
Well, this is the most beautiful play in the game, in my opinion, because a lot of things happen when the ball gets away from the outfielder, and most of all, Burks was flying around the bases. You see, Buhner tried to knock it down. He could not make the play that we saw Albert Bell make earlier in the ball game.
And now Eric Young at the plate. According to my scorecard, Jason Kendall, the rookie catcher from the Pirates, is the only National League position player who hasn't played. Mark Wohlers hasn't come in. There we go. And Wilson and Vaughn haven't played for the American League. McGuire to Hernandez covering. We've gone through 8 as Young is retired. Last licks for the American League. Ozzie grabs the leather. We grab a commercial. Put up. Kendall's now in. Okay. So, and Wohlers is coming in. So the only guy they didn't use is Maddox. Kendall has been
We
used.
haven't seen Hannah. And tell
right.
Bob,
Yes.
they didn't use Maddox because of Smoltz said he had trouble.
I know.
Okay. All right.
Pettit, Mesa, Montgomery, and Wetland. Now who's in the game right now? Wallace. All right. Is Vaughn and Wilson, right?
Right. I have not seen Hannah.
All right, come out to Wohlers, okay? And let me get this across if I can. Piazza. You agree with Piazza?
Lance Johnson.
Lance Johnson?
Lance Johnson.
Well, he got 3 hits.
Those 3 hits. He scored a run, stole a base. He made a
They
hell of a catch.
didn't score in 2 of the 3 innings where he got a hit.
Okay.
Let's go with Piazza.
That's good for me.
All right. You're outvoted anyway 2-1.
No problem. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
I'm not pissed off. Don't.
Ready.
Can't hear you, pal. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right away and then come to... No. All right. Come right to Wohlers. American League down by 6 with all the big boppers, even with good pitching. Hard to imagine a shutout in this game, but that's 3 outs away. Mark Wohlers comes on. So the only people not used among those available to Bobby Cox, Al Leiter, the left-handed pitcher from the Marlins, and his own Greg Maddux, who he really didn't want to use because he has an injured toe. Mark McGuire to the plate. Opposite way and foul. Greg Vaughn of the Brewers, Dan Wilson of the Mariners haven't played yet for the American League, and Mike Hargrove hasn't used pitchers John Wetland, Jose Mesa, Jeff Montgomery, and Andy Pettit. Jason Kendall, the rookie catcher of the Pirates, is in for the ninth. He's catching Wohlers. So Cox used all of his position players. And here we have Mark McGwire, who so far this year is hitting 1 home run every 7.5 times at bat. Nobody, including Ruth, has ever homered at that clip in the history of baseball, if he can sustain it for the full year. And that one's out of play.
Bob, the reason that he is able to hit home runs even after being injured and missing so many games is because he has such a short swing. When you have a short swing, it does not take you long to get back in the groove, and that's why he's able to sustain the home run ratio that he has so far this season.
Along with being 6'5" and having 20-pound arms.
Rips it to center, and it drops for a leadoff hit.
See, he doesn't care how hard you throw because he can get the bat through quick enough.
And we don't want to leave this ninth inning without once again thanking the folks in the Bud 1 airship, Anheuser-Busch's traveling ambassador. For his career, Mark McGwire is now second on the all-time home runs per time at bat list to Babe Ruth.
Not bad company.
Nope. Last year he was 8+. This year he's even better.
7.5, 1 every 7.5. Sandy Alomar Jr. down the right field line and foul. This being the city of brotherly love. Brothers as teammates, Sandy and Roberto. And Sandy Sr., the infielder who played with many clubs, played in 1 All-Star game as an Angel, I recall, in 1970. Sandy Jr.'s 0 for 1 since replacing Ivan Rodriguez. Before this ball game ends, you sit in a booth and broadcast an All-Star game this year, you'd be remiss not to mention Mel Allen, who called 15 All-Star games and countless World Series and so many great events, and was more than just a great announcer. He had one of those voices that just becomes the soundtrack of your summer, like Vin Scully or Ernie Harwell or Jack Buck or the other great announcers. And they're a dwindling breed. His voice made you feel that warmth and affection for the game. Mel passed away a few weeks ago. One of the true greats. Hits slowly to Ozzie, scoops it up, gets the force. Can Young turn it? Yes, he can. Double play. With Alomar running, that was possible.
Well, how many of those has Ozzie started in his career? Wohlers gets the ground ball. Ozzie charges. It's a good slider down and away. Ozzie charges, gives the second baseman a routine throw. Young comes across, turns it, and that's a 6-4 to 3 double play.
And now apparently they're going to take a chance. In order to get Leiter into the game, they'll take Wohlers out with 2 down and let Leiter, who pitched a no-hitter earlier this year against Colorado, finish it. And that gives us another chance to do some business, which everyone in the offices at NBC appreciates.
I didn't hear you.
Come out to this.
What? Hannah is here with me. Are you done with me? Okay.
Yeah, Gons. John.
So Vaughn's the only guy that's not going to get in, right?
That's right. Yeah, Wilson's up.
Okay.
Unless this guy. Unless
You got
this
it.
guy
Is
does
Bob going to
something,
throw
he
to me
might-
out of commercial? Well, just
he
let me
might
know.
hit him.
Yeah, did he just get nailed?
I'll hear about that the
Wohlers
rest of
just
the
get
year.
nailed?
Yeah. So you're going to come out to this thing with
will.
Ozzie and
I
Eric
know
Young,
it.
right?
Out of here?
No.
You You know, it's really funny. Hargrove said the most important thing is to get everybody in the game, and they're getting killed 6-0.
Yeah, I know.
And he hadn't put him in the game. You know,
Yeah.
that's what's bad.
Yeah. Well, not only that, he made a mistake because he said that's what Bob Cox said. Cox said they're both important.
Yeah, they're both important.
Yeah, but
I mean, he came back and said winning is important
Okay,
too.
all right.
But I mean, they're down 6-0, and if you ever had a chance, now's any time.
Don't start. Uh-oh. Are we back? What are we going to do? Dan Wilson, the Mariner catcher, comes on to pinch hit. So apparently only Greg Vaughn of the Brewers among the position players will fail to get in. Bobby Cox used everybody available to him except Greg Maddux. A few pitchers didn't make it into the game for the American League. But Vaughn, the only hitter who will be denied unless something gets going here for the American League, as Wilson swings and misses. Watch this scene a moment ago. Let's see if we can get it up here. Ozzie Smith and Eric Young, after they turned the double play. Look at the good feeling surrounding this All-Star game, and they're going to embrace. First the hand slap and then the embrace.
Well, Eric Young can tell his grandkids that he played with the great Ozzie Smith and made a double play.
You know, I've been as critical as anybody about the state of baseball, and there are a few jerks around the game, but around these clubhouses the last couple of days, the genuine good feeling would have impressed the average fan. The youngsters like Alex Rodriguez and Mark Grudzielanek, so appreciative and respectful. The guys in the last go-around like Ozzie or Joe Carter might not be the last, but near the end, their attitude, they haven't been jaded or cynical. I think they understand, most of them do, that there is a bridge to be crossed again between this game and the people who used to love it and want to love it again.
Well, I think it's about time they realize it too, Bob. I mean, this has gone on long enough. And you know, the good feelings are both ways. I mean, National League guys grabbing American League guys during that home run contest, batting practice yesterday. It was fun for everybody. I mean, for the younger players to meet the American League stars and vice versa. It was a good day yesterday. It really was. And today.
Leiter a strike away from finishing it. Thanks to Elliott Kalb and Jeff Sleet in the booth and Steve Horn for his assistance from afar. And the fastball is inside. 2-2. Guys in the truck. John Gonzalez, our producer. Andy Rosenberg, our director. They'll be heading to Atlanta with us after the game.
Guys in the vans that brought us over here.
Absolutely.
Not only the trucks.
Room service guys
too.
at the hotel. The ball girl, she's done a good job.
Everybody. All our people up here.
2 out, nobody on in the ninth. The 2-2 pitch. And Wilson hangs in. Wilson's always been a good receiver. This year up to 308 with 12 homers at the break. Shallow right. This'll do it. Sheffield tucks it away, and the National League, which had lost 6 in a row, has now won 3 straight. And who would have thought in a year like this in baseball that you'd see a shutout in the All-Star game? The American League's Big Boppers held to only 7 hits. The National Leaguers win at 6-0. Smoltz the winner, Nagy the loser. Homers by Piazza and Caminiti. And a fond farewell for Ozzie Smith. We'll have the MVP presentation when we come back to Philadelphia right after this. We're not going on camera, are we? Keep us off camera here. They'll
This
allow
is
us
the
to
camera? You don't know what camera it is. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
All right, give me the short close, please, Jeff. Am I throwing it to Hannah, or is she just taking
good.
it?
Bud's right here.
Okay, how are you?
Okay, are we? Can I ask you guys, Bill, guys, just so you know, we're live on the air, okay? Just so don't get in front of him, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, why don't you want Mike to? Gonzo, is this how you want Mike, like right here?
Is Piazza the MVP?
Okay, great.
Quick game, Uke.
Okay.
About 240?
Nice doing your hometown.
And Bob throws to me, right?
Less than that, about 235.
I know. I'm I'm just gonna let you say, hand the mic. I'm gonna hang.
You're gonna hand it to me?
Here,
Okay.
You got a lot to maneuver.
Okay,
So
great.
I will hang on the mic.
Okay.
Let you say your piece, and then we'll step in and do a little interview. Okay.
You may want to save any or all of this, Jeff, for later ref. I don't know why, but in case you write a book, Jeff.
Wow, this is great. Okay.
Well, Mike Piazza started establishing his all-star credentials with his first at-bat tonight. He sent a tape measure shot soaring deep into the Philadelphia night. Later, he added an RBI double. The National League wins it 6-0, and to make it official as far as the MVP is concerned, here's Hannah Storm.
And indeed, it is official. Philadelphia's native son wins the MVP award in his hometown. And here is Acting Commissioner Bud Selig to present the trophy.
Thank you, Hannah, and Mike, congratulations. And on behalf of Major League Baseball, congratulate you for winning the 1996 Most Valuable Player Award in the All-Star Game. Richly deserved. Great performance. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Commissioner.
All right, why don't you take the trophy, first of all.
Thank you, Commissioner Seal. I appreciate it.
Mike, you told us before the game that dreams come true, but could you ever have dreamed of this type of scenario, winning the MVP here in Philly?
I really can. I mean, I'm trying to keep myself calmed down, but I'm very, very happy and just very excited. It's a tremendous honor growing up in this ballpark, and you know, just to participate here is one thing, and then to do pretty well is another thing.
And you just came up right away in that huge shot off Nagy. Were you thinking home run when you came up, or just that you wanted to do something special for the fans here?
Well, not really. When you think home run, you get into trouble. So, I mean, I was just looking for a pitch to drive, and you know, fortunately for me, I got a pitch, and I didn't try to do too much with it. Just put a good swing on it, and obviously, you know, it's always not that easy. We know that, but it felt good tonight just to put a nice swing on the ball.
We talked to your father tonight. He could hardly describe what it meant for him to have you here, to have the success that you've had. He's the one person who's always believed in you.
Oh, absolutely. My father is just, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. He's just been obviously a big part of my life and inspiring me never to give up, believing in myself, you know, just the way my career has gone. And he said, hey, just look for an opportunity. When you get it, work hard, and Lord willing, and I've been blessed. And so, I mean, again, I'm very, very grateful and very, very honored.
And now you are the inspiration for all those young boys sitting in the stands here at the Vet as you did 20 years ago. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Ann. Appreciate it.
Let's send it back up to Bob Costas.
Thank you, Hannah, and congratulations to Mike Piazza. And despite all the achievements of the All-Stars tonight, it was a guy who really didn't do all that much on the field that might leave the greatest lingering impression, kind of a Lifetime Achievement Award for Ozzie Smith tonight, and a great reception for him at the Vet. The final score, National League 6, American League 0. Most of these NBC stations will bring you The Tonight Show shortly with Jay Leno. Jay's guests will be Denzel Washington, Robert Klein, and Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker. That's following your local news. Great to be around baseball these last couple of days. For Joe and Bob, Hannah and Jim, I'm Bob Costas. Good night from Philadelphia.